Well, good morning, America. How is everybody today? Guys, I've been thinking this morning. I had a very interesting conversation with a buddy last night, and my buddy's a Trump supporter. And when Trump got elected, me and him had a long talk. And I told him, I said, man, Trump ain't going to do nothing. The system's too broken to fix. And I have lost faith in the system. Well, last night, my buddy, he calls and we're talking like we usually do. And he's like, damn it, Jack, he said, if they don't get off their ass and start doing things, he said, I'm just going to check out. Go buy me a place up in the mountains and leave me the hell alone. Like I told him, I'm kind of already to that point. I'm tired of being ruled by people who are so corrupt, so ignorant, and so belligerent that they cannot have an intelligent conversation. Some of you guys know I watch a lot of things. I hear a lot of chatter due to this, that, and the other. But a lot of you guys don't know that Warren Sapp recently got arrested for free speech. The football fans on here know who Warren Sapp is. Now, since that happened, guys, Warren Sapp, an NFL Hall of Fame player, has now started recording his interactions with various public officials. Now, as Mr. Sapp has learned, you cannot have a reasonable discussion with belligerent idiots who have the IQ of a mild spring day. Those people do not have it in them to have an intelligent conversation. But, guys, I'm going to address something. Everybody knows that our system is completely broken. Everybody knows that this sovereign citizen thing that they keep screaming about, people who want accountability within the system, the only people who enjoy any type of sovereign immunity are government officials. I have been looking into the sovereign immunity laws in Arkansas and how they protect various public officials. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, it's next to impossible to sue the state of Arkansas because their sovereign immunity laws are so stringent. Now, I looked that up a long time ago, guys. I looked up all the requirements for removing sovereign immunity or qualified immunity, both, for various individuals. Once I learned what the requirements were to remove both sovereign and qualified immunity, you guys know Jack. He went to checking boxes, baby. And Jack didn't just check boxes. Jack documented the required behavior to remove qualified immunity for some public officials. Now, I don't know how many people watched my videos with a truly legal mind. Last night I posted an audio file and a breakdown of what happened up here at a McRae, Arkansas City Council meeting. Some of you guys have watched as I have slowly documented and made videos about things. Some evidence is contained within videos of actual wrongdoing. I'm not going to highlight all that here because I'm not giving these fools, and I did say fools, mind you, a chance to prepare a legal defense before everything comes crashing down around them. Now, God's buddies of mine told me, said, Jack, they'll kill you. Jack said, I don't care. Yeah, how do you deal with a person that doesn't care if you kill them? I'm just saying. Because, guys, what I'm doing here is not for me. This is not for Jack Moore. This is for we, the people. We have a lot of people right now complaining about all the waste, fraud, and abuse that DOGE is uncovering. Now, I don't know why we need to fund things like cocaine addiction for honeybees or flies or anything else. I guess so many of our public officials enjoy so much cocaine that they need to do a lot of research into, cocaine addiction, things like that. Meanwhile, people like me that try not to put any synthetic chemicals into our body, we're called crazy. Wink, wink. You feel me? Now, I don't think we need to spend millions of dollars on transgender studies in Uganda. I don't see how that affects American people. I just don't get it. So I agree with removing all the waste, fraud, and corruption from our government. Now, apparently, that makes me an enemy of the state. Imagine that. The person standing up for what's right is going to be labeled as an enemy of the state. That's okay. I ain't sweating it, guys. I lived a good long life. Got to enjoy myself. Caught some pretty good fish. Killed a couple of really nice deer. Nothing monster, but I killed me some nice deer. Killed enough pigs with a bow to fill the back of an 18-wheeler. I've had a decent life, guys. I ain't complaining. I ain't complaining about nothing. Life is meant to be a trial. You're meant to go through it and learn things. Jack's still learning. And I'll be learning until they put dirt over me or burn me or shoot me or whatever in the hell they want to do. It don't matter. At that point, Jack don't care no more because Jack's going home. That's where my faith is at, and that's why I am not scared of death. Now, but I'm going to address something. Everybody's so happy with all the waste, fraud, and abuse that DOGE is uncovering. We're no longer funding so many things that we should not be funding as a people. However, like I told my buddy last night, and guys, I keep telling him, man, sometimes we got to record these conversations and just post them. Nobody know who you are, just record them, because the conversations that we have are fire. Now, but everybody's real happy about this waste, fraud, and corruption removal at the federal level. However, I'm going to make a point to each and every person who claims that they love America. If you love America, then step up and make a difference. Start helping to eliminate corruption, waste, fraud, abuse, all of this at the local level. Because I'm going to tell you guys something. In a few years, Trump's going to be gone. Now, we know what this system will do when they get rid of that big pain in their ass, just like I'm a big pain in their ass. The system will revert right back to the system. That's what they protect, the system. So if we do not eliminate waste, fraud, abuse, malfeasance of office, all this starting at the ground up, then our leaders do not have a firm foundation to stand upon, and we shall never right this country. We will not. Now, I am trying to help get this country back on the path it needs to be. I've had people call me a hero, call me a patriot. I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm not any of that. I do consider myself patriotic, but I'm certainly no hero. I'm simply an American who loves this country, who's tired of watching what is basically a big criminal racketeering scheme run everything, where they cover for their own corruption. A legitimate system will remove corruption. If a system refuses to do that, then it is no longer a legitimate system of government. It is a criminal racketeering organization. It is what it is. But because I can elaborate on these things and I can talk about these things with some intelligence, I don't know it all, guys. I'm still learning every day. You feel me? I do not know it all. But because I can talk about these things with a reasonable bit of intelligence, while our city officials cannot, I'm labeled the enemy. I'm labeled the wrongdoer. But guys, I'm going to challenge it. I'm going to challenge all of you. You need to start recording everything with these people. Because while you might not realize how you are being done wrong in many occasions, because people in America don't know their rights anymore. I can walk up to college kids, straight got their college degree, got their bachelor's or master's or whatever, and I can ask them what is basically common sense questions. And these kids look at me like they are lost. The educational system in America is no longer an educational system. It is a system where our children are indoctrinated to be good little slaves. They discourage free thinking. They discourage true intelligence unless they can snatch you up and put you inside their little system. Now, wasn't that funny? Anyway, unless they can, I ain't going to say what anyway. But, guys, when I was very young, they tried to snatch me up. And I'm glad I didn't let them. I'm glad I didn't fall into the trap. Because if they had have, and they had programmed me the way that apparently they like to do, folks, I could have been a nightmare for we the people. I have that ability, but I'm a very peaceful person. I am so peaceful, guys, I really am. If you don't have the ability to be a monster inside you, though, you are not a good man. You're a weak individual. Good men have a monster in a cage locked up inside them, and they keep the lock on that cage good and hot. Because they know if they let that monster out, that monster's a beast. However, good men have that monster. Good men will not abuse their authority. They will not abuse their power. They will not impose their will upon people. The most evil people in the world seek to rule other people. I don't seek to rule anybody. I seek to educate America, and that's what I'm doing. But guys, after all this is said and done, I'm going to give some very, very detailed lessons on how to remove qualified immunity from various people and their position. I am going to do a very detailed video of exactly how to not only remove the immunity from prosecutors here in Arkansas. I'm going to do a video about how to remove others' qualified immunity as well. Very shortly, I will be moving forward with legal paperwork. I've spent the last couple days working really, really hard on a motion to present to a court, which will detail in great detail, guys. Most of y'all don't know I'm much better at writing than I am at speaking. But this motion that will be going before the court next week will detail unethical and, I believe, illegal behavior by many different people. Now, please understand, I am not a bar-trained attorney. I am not, guys. I am what the law knows as a layman. I do a little bit of studying about it, what they think, and they got to inform me about everything, because really they consider me a fool. Meanwhile, I'm sitting over here studying law like you guys wouldn't believe. Studying writing motions that go before the court, studying how to write various lawsuits, this, that, and the other. And I am arming myself with knowledge. I highly, highly recommend that you guys do the same thing. I also highly recommend that you record all public officials and your interactions with them all the time. Don't skip it, guys. Because if I had skipped over and not recorded things that you guys have never seen, I would not be able to prove my case. There are many videos that I have put up that are listed as private. If something happens to me, someone knows my account information, they know my password, and if anything happens to me, those videos will be published immediately because they're already uploaded. The only thing that person has to do is go in and change the setting on those videos from private to public. Now, the video last night detailed how there have been threats made against me, threats made against my life. So I'm making it very clear that if y'all do want to kill me, and I don't give a damn if you do, it ain't going to be the end of the story, because the videos, guys, that are private right now, including conversations that, whoo, doggy. Yeah, I ain't playing, y'all. I am not playing. But anyway, guys, I want to tell y'all good morning. Remind you to record your public officials during all interactions. And guys, ask a few questions. See how they react when you ask a few questions. Because when you do, it tends to bring out a belligerent side of these people, because you have a curiosity about how everything works. They don't think you deserve to know how everything works. They don't think you deserve to know the rules. And yet when you do learn how everything works and you do learn the rules, now suddenly you're the enemy because they're breaking the rules and they're breaking the law. Imagine that. But anyway, you guys have a great day. I'm going to continue my work. Bye-bye now.